It's time now for the Peter Channel Morning News, Monday morning, November 17th, 2014. Welcome to Monday morning, November 17th, 2014. Back to work, back to school. Here are your news headlines. Here, our top story at 8:30 here is in Philadelphia, where Pope Francis is coming to the United States. As Francis confirmed Monday that he will be traveling to the United States next year to participate in rally for families in Philadelphia. In Washington, a French official said there is a strong public that a French citizen is among the Islamic State militants who participated and killed American aid worker Abdul Rahim Kassim. In Alberta agreed on Monday to buy Baker Hughes for about $34.6 billion. United and two big oil field services provided a friendly deal days only after a hostile takeover battle appeared in admission. Western intelligence officials are trying to find the Islamic State militants, saying that the video that shows the head of a U.S. aid worker, Abdul Rahim Kassim, and 18 Syrian prisoners. Facebook is building a workplace network. The process of installing the bishop as a new spiritual leader to more than 2 million Catholics will begin with a knock on the door, as Cupid will become the new Chicago Archbishop. The translation headphones glued to the heads of the audience made it look like a scene in San Francisco, but German Chancellor Angela Merkel was blaming Vladimir Putin on the boogie when she spoke at Larry Institute Sunday of yesterday. 32-year-old ex-employee found hanged in bus in city's west police say no found. Police signs found palace reports and seized family's country was killed by Jews. The signs remits as the November 24th deadline for reaching an agreement on Iran's nuclear program purchase and signs of premium triumphalism are emerging from Tehran. Red warning lights once again flashing over the state of the global economy. The Prime Minister said, as David Cameron said, weak growth in Europe has slowed down in Asia and in the conflicts around the world has created a dangerous backdrop of instability. Addis Ababa, the African Union's Monday welcomed the appointment of a career diplomat, Michael Kafando, as Burkina Faso's interim president followed an absence of its veteran leader. Demonstrators lay in the middle of a street on a Sunday during a so-called Diane in University City, Missouri, near Ferguson. Indianapolis. Democrats have their battles to pick, and Republicans will have to continue to show they can lead in order for their respective parties to win in 2016, the state party chairman said. Carol the Walking Dead turned into the adventures of Carol Dale for an episode that was awesome. A Wall Street sign is pictured in the rain outside New York Stock Exchange in New York on June 9, 2014 as futures slip as Japan dips into recession. A storekeeper ranges products displayed at family company convenience store in Tokyo, Japan, as private consumption rose 0.4% in the July-September period. The cabinet office said today it took a miss an estimate from a 0.8% gain. Potential victims of the massive General Motors recall over faulty ignition switches will have an extra month to file a complaint and claim seeking compensation. As Amazon had the financial heft to compete with a Google, Microsoft, and during cloud war, the question paraphrased would oppose the Amazon Web Services head, Andy Jassy, at a press conference last week in a cloud provider. State Department Media Bill System Act report said Intel will start using light pulses next year to move data at blister speeds of supercomputers, yielding potential massive advances in high-performance computing. In case you have not yet heard, UB invents a YouTube tonight, and those newly fashionable week-long residents, that's a major benefit involved. This YouTube's week-long sit at the tonight show has been postponed. But those working on American Horror Story Freak Show are really experienced security or the course Saturday report from TMZ. The FX horror drama series has set a script from a critical scene sold on our new set on the show last week. After hours spent painstakingly going to find images from the Rosetta spacecraft, the European Space Agency has released images that it believes depicted Billy as stricken and then bouncing up from the comet surface. A case of the red food's been confirmed that the breeding farm in East Yorkshire, England. Officials have said the Department of Environment, Food and Rural Affairs different and said the risk to public health was very low. A cruise ship that docked in California Sunday at more than 72 people fall victim to the highly contagious Norvastra. The planned month-long trip is now back at stay. Okay, let's take a look at stock market report at 8:34. Here, pre-market Dow features 17,568, down 36. S&P features 23.2.75, down 5.25. Nasdaq features 42.14.25, down 3 3/4. European markets here, DAX 9270.51, down 17.57. FTSE 6651.78, down 2.59. CAC 4042, 10.42, up 7.96. And in the Asian markets there, Nikkei 69, 73.80, down 517.03. Shanghai 2475.12, down 3.70, and HSI 23797.08, down 290.30. U.S. markets Dow Jones 17,634.74, down 18.05. S&P 500 23.82, up 49 cents, and Nasdaq 4688.54, up 8.40 cents. Oil markets here 75.08, down 74 cents. Brent 78.57, down 84 cents, and natural gas 4.15, up 13 cents. In the gold markets, 1186 and a half, down up 90 cents. Silver 60.13, down 184,000 a point. And copper 3.0375, down 9,000 a point. In the bonds, U.S. 10 yield 2.2922, down 28,000 a point. German 10 yield 0.787%, down 3,000 a point. And Japanese 10 yield 0.479%, up 2,000 a point. And in FX, European US dollar 1.2503, down 18,000 a point. US dollar Japanese yen down 1,200 a point. And Great Britain pound US dollar 1.5646, down 21,000 a point. Here. And let's take a look at New England Insular State. Let's see what is going on in the overnight now. As the National Weather Service had taught that its upgraded wind advisory to a high wind warning for Bristol, Southern Plymouth, and Eastern Plymouth Counties. The warning in effect from 3 p.m. today to 11 p.m. tonight. There's more to be detected all the way issued warning for the Cape Downs as gusts may exceed the 6 miles per hour, may lead to some scattered power outages here. And we're going to have more of that on the weather report in a few minutes here. Okay, take a look at Sports Indianapolis. This was a night when Tom Brady was at his best, but the Patriots still at embarrassed at the championship checklist, being able to win a tough game when the franchise quarterback is off his game, just like the Patriots AFC. As the Pats defeat the Indianapolis Colts 42-20. Behind Jonas Gray's 4 touchdowns and 30 receptions and 199 yards. Here, the unannounced visits by the Drug Enforcement Administration were spurred in part by reports of widespread abuse of painkillers, but were included in a class action lawsuit against the NFL. And tonight, the Boston Celtics will be at the Garden tonight, taking on the Phoenix Suns. Peter, tell the news time is now 8:37 here, and let's take a look at the travel report here on this Monday morning. Back to work and back to school here. And let's take a look at Greater Boston here, where 95 on the northbound side, slow from the Ponce Street all the way down for 120 Kenton. 24 northbound, slow from 139, stood to the 120 Randolph, Route 3 northbound, slow from 228 in Rockland all the way out to the Raintree split. Southeast Express on the northbound side, slow from the split down on the Pike. Tim Newton on the northbound side is backed up from the Pike all the way down to the Zankin Bridge. Mass Pike on the westbound side is slow from Logan Airport down to the South Boston Junior accident on Mass Pike near Route 18 near the Logan Airport here. Mass Pike near the eastbound side. It is backed up from the Route 9 in Fairhaven all the way down from Route 30 today to get you hit the brakes again. Past the Natick service area and past from 128 in Western all the way down for the Austin Brandon Tolls here and down for the Pruitt Tunnel and down for this Southeast Expressway. Mass Pike on the westbound side. It's slow from the X-Way all the way down for the Pruitt Tunnel here. 93 at the southbound side, and it's backed up from Woburn all the way down to the Zankin Bridge here. Route 2 on the westbound side is slow from 42225 to Route 128 due to the incident ramp from 95 to Route 2 here. 128 on the northbound side, slow from the Braintree split all the way out to Route 20 in Waltham here. And 128 southbound, slow from Bloodfield all the way down for Waltham here. And we got Route 3 on the southbound side. It is back a little slow from Chelmsford all the way down through Low. It is very slow from Route 3 south from 495 in Chelmsford all the way down for Bill Wicker here. And all the way down from Burlington on 128. 93 on the southbound side is backed up from Methuen all the way down to Route 129 in Wilmington here. 95 on 5 from 128 to the New Hampshire border. 120 on the northbound side, slow from 95 down through Peabody here. 495 southbound a little slow from 97 April due to an accident on 495 in the long table line here. And 495, you hit the brakes again from 110 lots all the way down for Route 93 in Andover here. And a little slow at 495 south from 4 in Chelmsford all the way down for Littleton here. And 495 on the northbound side, a little slow from 126 Bellingham all the way out to Route 9 in Westbury here. And Route 28 to the northbound side of the Board Rotary also. And Sagamore Road Construction Roadway will introduce one lane on Route 6 westbound of Sagamore Bridge here. And let's take a look at the Worcester traffic situation here. 290 under the northbound side, slow from Passing Pike all the way down to downtown Worcester here. And 146 northbound, slow from 122 down to 290 due to it is in Worcester. Ramp restrictions on 290 eastbound and exit 12 and Route 146 westbound here. And let's take a look at the Providence Rhode Island traffic situation. 195 westbound, a little slow from Rehoboth all the way out to Route 95 Providence. 95 southbound slow from Route 1 in Attleboro all the way down for the downtown Providence. 610 after slow from the northbound from Route 6 down for the 95 in downtown Providence. Route 60 southbound slow from 128 in North Providence all the way down for the 610 connector. 95 on the northbound side, it is backed up from Coventry all the way down to Coventry, and Route 4 northbound side slow from Davisville all the way down to 95. 95 northbound also from Route 4 in East Greenwich all the way out to 195 in Providence there. 146 southbound slow from 104 North Smithfield all the way down to 99 in Cumberland. In Jamestown, Newport Bridges modified here. Peter Chellenuside, 841. Time now for Weather Reporter, and we gonna have a rainy Monday on tap here. As our current conditions here in North Massachusetts. At 8:41 here, it's 40 degrees on temperature with light rain with humidity at 97%. Wind speed northeast about 5 miles per hour, and we got a dew point about 39 degrees and visibility 1.2 miles an hour here. Okay, current conditions bad region here. We got 38 degrees on temperature right here in Boston. It's 30 in Norwood, 40 in Taunton, 42 in Bedford. It's 46 in Plymouth, 35 in Fitchburg, 35 in Bedford, 36 in Beverly. It is 38 out of Gloucester, 34 in Averill, 32 in Worcester, 34 in Sturbridge, 37 in Milford, 35 in Webster. It's 38 out of Smithfield, 41 in Westerly, 52 in Blockon, 45 out of Falmouth, 47 in Chatham, 46 in Provincetown, 40 in Martha's Vineyard, 49 in Nantucket, 50 out of Cape Cod Bay, 43 in New York City, 46 in Islip, 52 Montauk Sound. It's 44 in Long Island Sound. It's 41 out of Bridgeport, 39 in Waverly, Connecticut, 36 in Denver and Waterbury, Connecticut. It's 37 in Meriden and Hartford and Winslow, Connecticut. It's 34 in Springfield and Everest and Greenfield and Nafalt. It's 34 in North Adams, Massachusetts. 33 in Pittsfield, 35 in Albany. It's 32 in Glens Falls. New York, 32 in Rutland, 36 in Bayton, 33 in Brattleboro, Vermont. It's 34 in Keene, Hampshire, 33 in Jeff, Hampshire, 32 in Rutland, Massachusetts, 32 in Rutland, Vermont. It's 34 in Keene, Hampshire, 33 in Jeff, Hampshire, 34 in Ludcourt, New Hampshire. It's 32 in Concord, Manchester, Hampshire, 36 in Nashville, Hampshire, 35 in Portsmouth, Hampshire, and it's 34 degrees on temperature out in Portland, Maine here. Okay, take a look at the map situation here. One station front from Alberta, stretching out to Montana, Wyoming, Bridgewood, Colt front from Wyoming, stretching to down from Kansas, down from Missouri, up into Illinois, and down from Wisconsin, UP, and Michigan, and a pink front down from Ontario. Station front for California, stretching to down from Arizona, down from Mexico. Colt front from Northeast Mexico, down from Gulf of Mexico, and a station front from Alabama, stretching it all the way up into New England, here, up into Nova Scotia here, and a front line from North Carolina and out to sea. We got low pressure in eastern Ohio, eastern Mississippi, and central North Carolina here, and we got low pressure in southern Ontario and off the western coast of Mexico, and high pressure in northern Oregon, and stretching it out into my region out of Rockies and out for western Texas here. For the Southern California and out for Gulf of California here. We got 32 degrees on temperature right out here in Detroit. It's 39 out of Pittsburgh, 44 in Washington, D.C. It is 60 out in Atlanta and Georgia, 70 in Miami, Florida. It's 45 in Brownsville, Texas. It's 23 in Dallas, Texas, 17 out in Kansas City, 11 in Omaha, Nebraska, Chicago, Illinois, 6 above in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Paris, 17 in Salt Lake City, Utah, Glens Falls, Great Falls, Montana. It's 33 in Seattle, 55 out in San Francisco, 57 in Los Angeles. It's 39 in Las Vegas, 51 in Phoenix, 25 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's 20 out in Denver, Colorado. Here. Take a look at a radar situation here. Shows light to moderate band rain around much of eastern Massachusetts, much of Rhode Island here, and around central Massachusetts around Connecticut there, and down through Albany, New York here, and raining around eastern Pennsylvania around New Jersey down to southern New York State around New York City about Long Island Sound here. And we're seeing a little sleeting in the area here. And the line of sleet there stretches from St. John's, New Brunswick, and it's stretching down through Maine here, and the Portland, Maine area is going to get some sleet right now here, and stretching down for central New Hampshire around Concord, around Eastern Canada, stretching to several portions of Vermont, and stretching today for Saratoga Springs around rain and sleet around eastern New York and north central and northeastern portions of Pennsylvania here, and we're seeing some rain showers stretching it out from Nova Scotia, and rain, sleet, and snow showers in western and eastern portions of Prince Edward Island there, and snow showers in western portions of New Brunswick, and up in northern New England, and down for Quebec, southern Quebec, and down for Ontario, down for central western New York, down for western Pennsylvania, down for Ohio, stretching down for central Kentucky, Tennessee, down for southern Indiana here, and some snow showers around western Michigan, western UP, Michigan, and down eastern and west central portions of Ontario here. Snow showers in north central portions of Arkansas, western and southern western portions of Missouri, southern Iowa, and western portions of Wisconsin here, and we're seeing some rain showers from Maine, stretching all the way down through Pennsylvania, down for Maryland, down for Virginia, and down for eastern Kentucky, Tennessee, down for western Carolina, down for Georgia, and stretching it down for western portions of Florida. And rain, sleet, and snow showers off the eastern coast of Florida and off the eastern Carolinas here. And we're seeing some spotty snow showers by central British Columbia and down for central and southern Alberta, Saskatchewan, and southwestern Manitoba, and southwestern portions of Ontario here. Snow showers in central portions of Nebraska and down for southwest central portions of South Dakota here. Take a look at satellite photo here, and it shows a lot of clouds from Atlantic Canada stretching to the Atlantic seaboard, and a spot of clouds from the Gulf States down for Valley, down for eastern Great Lakes, a lot of clouds from continent down for northeastern Iowa, down for Minnesota, and a lot of clouds from western Nebraska, down for western Dakota, down for eastern Wyoming, down for Montana, and a lot of clouds from Alberta, stretching it down for Canada here, and a lot of clouds from western British Columbia down for the Pacific Coast here. Spotty clouds by Missouri, southern Iowa, and western Minnesota. Okay, let's. And something brewing in the eastern Pacific in the tropics here. A trail of low pressure is located somewhat about south of Acapulco, Mexico, is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms that some slow development of the system is possible during the next 7 days. While it moves westward to the west-northwestward about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Formation chance for hours. Low 10% formation chance for 5 days. Low 20% there. Okay, let us take a look at our forecast discussion around the country here. Okay, forecast discussion around the country here. Widespread precipitation will continue to develop ahead of an Arctic air mass surging into the eastern United States on Monday here. And heavy snow is expected downwind of the Great Lakes and another bus route carries surging into the nation will drop temperatures across the central and eastern Massachusetts and much of the central and eastern United States early this week. At the leading edge of the frigid air mass, moisture getting pulled from the Gulf Atlantic will fuel widespread precipitation and a cold front across Appalachians on Monday. As heavy rains will benefit strong and severe thunderstorms expected in the southeast while winter mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain will be possible in portions of interior New England. A cold front with clear eastern sea by early Tuesday, however, a cold Arctic air ushered over warmer lake waters will set the stage for heavy snow bands downwind with the Great Lakes. An upper ridge centered over the west coast will keep the weather quiet in the western United States, but a Pacific system inching toward the coastline could bring some precipitation to northern California by the middle of the week. Here, and take a look at forecast discussion around the region here. Low pressure will intensify as it passes over southern New England later today, bringing some rain to the region and possibly some temperature winds to the southeast New England area. Main dry, but unseasonably cold and blustery weather expected Tuesday. Fact the western weekend, there's just a risk of a few flurries like snow showers Wednesday that appears as significantly warm up as it's over early next week, with a high likelihood of normal temperatures here. Near-term front tonight, 7:05 a.m. update. Widespread precipitation has worked into most of the region early this morning. Near for the time was mainly rain and isolated pockets of sleet, freezing rain mainly across the highest terrain in northwest and north central Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire. And there could be some slippery spots above, say 1,000 feet in elevation, gradual warming temperatures, and the interior should change even as isolated conditions over to rain by afternoon, if not earlier, will continue. The winter weather advisory has temperatures will still between 30 and 32 degrees across the high terrain. Overall, models show that the rain may become more scattered for a time later this morning. However, the development of a powerful low-level jet and strong force ahead of a cold front will move in another batch of widespread rain to develop this afternoon and evening. This is especially true across southeast New England, where models continue to indicate the potential for isolated convection for a 5-9. Too big. Gives uncertainties in the forecast. The biggest question is how far the north the warm front will move later in the afternoon and evening. The 16-9 has shifted further northwest with a public LJ at about 850 millbars at 8 and 9 knots, sending in the eastern Connecticut, Rhode Island, and all these Massachusetts. That I just gets a high wind warning and advisories will have to be extended further north as having a rep AR not as aggressive, so will not make any change to the forecast at this time. The next ship will have to monitor this closely. The other concern is heavy rain for the likelihood of the port drainage street flooded later this afternoon and evening here, and the models have shown potential for isolated convection or fine line moving across the southeast New England late this afternoon and evening here. This could cause localized urban flooding Saturday or even the rush hour. It's possible later ships could issue a small short fuse flood mark today. See increased coming to care about the covenants that not high enough to this point. Biggest concern would be if this active pass over our most vulnerable are Fall River, Medford, etc. As we can see, as we're going to see temperatures in the upper 30s for much of upper Vermont, New Hampshire, and much of Maine here. Around the 40s and stuff in Maine, around Portland, Maine, and down for southern New Hampshire. And down through the Merrimack Valley, Massachusetts, and central and western Massachusetts up into upstate New York here. And then central New York around Albany down for Beacon here. And it is going to be in the 50s from much of eastern Massachusetts here, and around much of Rhode Island, much of Connecticut, down from New York City and Long Island Sound, around Cape Downs there. As slippery travel for the border commute in western Massachusetts and southwestern Hampshire due to light acid from snow, sleet, and freeze rain. Temperature winds possible later today in Rhode Island, East Massachusetts, minor urban flooding also possible tonight and this morning from central Massachusetts up to this southwestern portions of New Hampshire, southern Vermont, western Massachusetts, and northwest Connecticut, and in the capital district of New York, around Albany and Schenectady, New York there, and I expect it from much widespread 100 to 507 inches. That's like inches of 0.05 to 1 0 inches ice around Pittsfield, West Torrington, and up in Fitchburg, and up around Eastern Key, New Hampshire here. And a peak wind gust later today here. As the highest concern winds will be around 55 to 65 miles an hour from Fall River, New Bedford, and the south coast of Massachusetts, around southeastern Rhode Island, along with Little Compton, Metro Cape Downs there. And when you get farther north and west, you go to the more west of the wind gusts is there. And forecast rainfall later today here. This is This is 2 to 2.5 inches rain from eastern Connecticut down for Rhode Island and much of Bristol County, western Plymouth County, and up into Boston and up into Gloucester. So this could be the jackpot of this rainfall. And the further east and west you go, the less of the amounts of a fall. As we can see, up to 1 3/4 inches, 2 inches rain around southeastern Massachusetts, up in the North Shore, Massachusetts, around central Massachusetts, around central Connecticut here, and the Cape Downs could get up to 1.5 to 1 1/4 inch rain, and further east Cape you go, the lesser the amounts are, and that's the same for if you go west to Worcester and up north, the lesser the amounts of rainfall you'll get here. As we are under a wind advisory here from 3 p.m. this afternoon to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this evening. Location: Rhode Island, Eastern Massachusetts. Winds south 15-25 miles per gust up to 55 miles an hour. Timing late this afternoon, early tonight. Air and impacts wind gusts may be strong enough to knock down some between limbs and a few power lines. Air possibly cause an isolated power outage. There a wind advisory is issued from wind gusts of over 45 miles an hour, which are capable of causing minor damage to tree limbs and brief power disruptions. Driving can also be difficult to high-profile vehicles. There. Okay, day 1 today tonight. Wind advisory and day 2 for 7. Tuesday for Sunday. No hazard weather expected at time. Here. Okay, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. It goes like this. Here. For today, rain 158 degrees, breeze and light and variable wind becoming 17-22 miles per day afternoon. Chest patient 8%. New precipitation amounts between a half and 3/4 minutes possible. For tonight, rain and possibly a thunderstorm before midnight. Then a slight jet wave between midnight and 3 a.m. Some storms produce heavy rainfall. Low around 35 degrees. West wind about 7 to 17 miles per hour. Gust size 47 miles per hour. Chest patient 9%. New rainfall about 3/4 1 inch possible. For Tuesday, most of the sky about 400 degrees. West wind about 8 to 14 miles per hour. Gust size 25 miles per hour. Tuesday night, most of the coast low about 21 degrees. West wind about 11 to 13 miles per hour. Gust size 31 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny wind high about 35 degrees. West wind about 9 to 14 miles per hour. Gust size 29 miles per hour. For tonight, chance of snow showers may between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., but most skies got low about 25 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 30%. For Thursday, partly sky about 44, low about 26 degrees. For Friday, most of the Saturday, partly sky about 30, low about 20 degrees. Saturday, most of the Saturday, partly sky about 35, low about 25 degrees. And for Sunday, partly sky about 47 degrees. Peters, what a phrase of the day. Rainy Monday and tap, and then strang cold for the rest of the week. This is P. Witty. A good day with a good president. I'll see you for noontime report. Have a good morning here.